Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I was most touched to have been asked by President Ali Bongo to say a few words to introduce the Climate South Initiative conference, and I can only apologize for not being with you in person. Now, there can, of course, be no better convener for this initiative than President Ali Bongo, a truly inspirational advocate of sustainable development. He has set a remarkable example in seeking to link human development and well-being with the maintenance and recovery of the natural systems on which we all ultimately depend. While the many challenges before us are only too apparent, rapid urbanization and unsustainable population growth, the pressing need to improve rural livelihoods, the loss of biodiversity, and the need to mitigate and cope with the impacts of climate change, so too are the opportunities. Indeed, the potential for sustainable development in the countries represented here today is as great as anywhere in the world. For example, there lies within our grasp a remarkable opportunity to boost both smallholder yields and commodity production by adopting an approach to farming that embraces an understanding of the ecological and social dynamics of agriculture, rather than focusing merely on the industrial, and so to improve rural livelihoods while helping to secure domestic and international food security. Just as importantly, this should now be possible without degrading natural assets such as water catchments and forests, which underpin long-term agricultural productivity and resilience, as well as the economy more widely. The potential for meeting Africa's unmet energy needs is also enormous, including through the provision of innovative, off-grid renewable energy, as demonstrated in the recent Africa Progress Panel report, chaired by Kofi Annan, which I can only commend to you. High amongst the multiple benefits from the rollout of renewables, such as solar power, will be a reduction in the 600,000 tragic deaths across Africa each year that are related to pollution from the widespread dependency of poor communities on fuel wood and charcoal. The importance of voices and views from across the global south being heard on climate change, development, and the natural environment can hardly be overstated, especially as we approach the announcement of the Sustainable Development Goals at the UN General Assembly next month, and then, of course, the Paris Climate Change COP in December. These two summits, ladies and gentlemen, can and must set a new direction of travel for humanity, based on equity and a clear understanding of humanity's profound interdependence with the natural environment of this, our only planet. At present, we are operating as if we had the luxury of 4 planets. Climate change is, above all else, a challenge that can only be solved by collective action. United within a single atmosphere, we have no alternative but to unite to find solutions to protect our common interests, even when every country and business starts from a different place and when circumstances across the world are so very different. Accommodating these differences in a single agreement is the task for COP21, which I can only hope and pray will lay the foundations for low-carbon development at a scale and pace that can spare us all the truly terrifying consequences of going above critical levels of warming. Now, as you all know very well, this is no small task, but the stakes are so high that we simply cannot afford to fail. I seem to recall saying the same sort of thing at the Copenhagen Climate COP in 2009. But that was 6 years ago, and the failure to reach agreement has in all likelihood cost us the chance to keep global temperature rise to 2 degrees centigrade. In both the SDG negotiations and the climate talks, as well as in the international context more generally, we face the critical task of building trust across nations and different actors in society to inspire the confidence that these challenges can be met. In addition, it is vital that the voices of those frequently excluded from these processes be heard, particularly those of the young people who have most to lose if we fail in the historic endeavour that lies before us. In this light, I was particularly pleased to see that your meeting allows for these more informal discussions. Ladies and gentlemen, the emphasis you have placed on results-orientated actions and defining the roles of the Global South in reaching agreement at COP21 is crucial. And so I can only wish you every possible success in producing a declaration during your meeting this week that will make a material difference in December and beyond. Countless people depend on it, and so I very much look forward to hearing more about how your meeting goes.